per statutory requirement for the 20 days. And per the board's process for liquor licenses, an internal review was conducted by Planning and Zoning and the Health Department and the Treasurer's Office, and there were no issues. I do believe that they are in the process of obtaining some permits, but that didn't hinder them in any way. I did not receive any written objection to the application from any of the residents who reside within a 1 mile radius of the property, reside, own, or lease within a 1 mile radius of the property, and I recommend that you proceed with the public hearing.
Thank you, Charlotte. Supervisor Pellegrini. I have a question. Supervisor Klein.
I'm good.
I'm good as well, so I'll close this discussion and open it to public hearing. That we can open it here to Globe, Payson, and the internet. Is anyone available or wants to speak? Okay, no, I'll close the public hearing and call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to recommend that the Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control approve a liquor license application submitted by Andrea Delman, Lewinsky, Lewis, for the Pine Stop Service Station.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. I'd like to call for a motion to recess as the Gila County Board of Supervisors and convene as the Gila County Flood Control District Board.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 3A, information, discussion, action to assign delegation for floodplain administration to the floodplain administrator, Jeffrey Despain, to take on floodplain administration duties and responsibilities in accordance with his position of the floodplain administrator with Gila County. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you, Chairman and Board of Supervisors. After our previous floodplain administrator retired, we appointed temporarily Alex as our floodplain administrator until we got somebody on board. We now have somebody on board, which is Jeffrey Despain. He's passed his probationary period, so we want to keep him. He wants to keep us, so that's all good. It does say that the local floodplain administrator should be delegated authority by the elected officials to administer and enforce floodplain management regulations and other applicable codes and ordinances. So Public Works is recommending that Jeffrey Despain be appointed. Just a little bit about your...
No, I'm sorry.
All right, just a little bit about your new floodplain administrator. Jeff has 31 years experience in the field of water resources after graduating Northern Arizona University. He is a licensed professional engineer and a certified floodplain manager. He has worked for 4 private engineering firms over his 31-year career with his focus on drainage engineering. He has designed and managed many projects, not only here in Gila County, but in the state of Arizona and Southwest. And he is very happy to be working for Gila County. Jeff, just stand up so they can see you. Oh, there you are. You're not close to me. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, or if you have any questions for Jeff.
Yeah, thank you, Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions. Thank you. I appreciate the help with Gila County and their flood issues.
Yeah, Supervisor Klein.
Jeff, how long have you been with the county?
6 months now.
6 months. Do you come from the family Despains up there on top of the rim?
Yes, I do.
Good deal, because they're
I was
ranchers.
going to tell you, my dad told me, he knows your family used to sell cows back and forth.
Yes, sir. And so, Gila County is full of floodplain issues. We have issues from previous history, and we have issues today. I'm sure we'll have issues coming up. My focus is that we're able to work with those issues, and we're able to work with the citizens, our constituents that's involved. And knowing where you come from and knowing part of your family, common sense is a big factor in your position. And personally, that's what I really like to see. So I'm grateful that you want to work for Gila County and tackle this project, because it is a big one, and And by that, I mean, you know, work with us as a board and whatever we need to do to resolve a bunch of this and then keep it corrected going forward. We're a long ways behind the power curve on this deal. So the other question I would have for you is the funding for this, is it coming out of the flood control district?
It was already budgeted, yes.
Okay, and is this considered a new position in our staffing?
No, it's not a new position. It's a replacement of somebody that retired.
And who retired?
It was Dard.
Oh, that's right, yes, okay, okay, good deal. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome aboard. Yes, thank you. And I apologize. I think I called you Troy Smith.
That's okay. Been called worse.
That's, well, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, we're not going to go there, but yeah, I'm sorry, Troy White. You've been gone too long. I just been on vacation, well, not vacation. Anyway, my mind is scrambled, but thank you. And so I have nothing else to say. With that, I will call for a motion though.
Mr. James.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I just want to clarify that we do have the flood control district. However, there is no tax associated with that, so that is funded by the general fund. And all of this is budgeted, but it is paid for by general fund appropriation from you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification. And with that, I will call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to assign delegation for floodplain administration to the floodplain administrator, Jeffrey Despain.
And Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I would call for a motion now to adjourn as the Gila County Flood Control District Board of Directors and convene as the Gila County Library District Board of Directors.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I'll second it.
Okay, and those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Item 3B, information, discussion, action to authorize the submission of a state fiscal year 2026 state grants in aid application by the Gila County Library District to the Arizona State Library Archives and Public Records Library Development Division and subsequent acceptance of a grant award to Gila County in the amount of $25,000 for the period of July 1, 25 to June 30, 2026. Good morning, Elaine.
Good morning, Chairmans Christensen, Supervisors Humphrey and Klein. This is our annual state grants and aid we received from the Arizona State Library. We weren't sure if we were going to receive the grant this year, but in the last minute, the funding came through. Of the $25,000, each library receives $2,250 to use for summer reading, supplies like copy paper and ink, chairs, book carts, book processing supplies, and other items that the normal budget doesn't cover. The library district retains $7,000 to spend on behalf of the libraries. These include items such as a subscription to show their movies, funding for guest speakers and workshops for summer reading, additional equipment to benefit library services, outreach supplies, and staff training. The library asks that you authorize the submission and subsequent acceptance of the SGI award in the amount of $25,000. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Elaine. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions. Thank you for all you do, and thank you for coming to my public meetings when you get the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Supervisor Klein.
Good job, Elaine. I'm good.
Yes, thank you, Elaine. With that, I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to authorize the submission of the state fiscal year 2026 state grants in aid application by the Gila County Library District to the Arizona State Library and subsequent acceptance for the grant award to Gila County in the amount of $25,000 as presented.
And Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you so much. I will now call for a motion to adjourn as the Gila County Library District Board of Directors and reconvene as the Gila County Board of Supervisors.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Item 3C is information, discussion, and action to ratify the Board of Supervisors' approval for the submission of a grant application to the Arizona Public Service Corporate Giving in the amount of $5,000 on behalf of Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat, Incorporated. Accept the award of $5,000 from APS Corporate Giving and approve Economic Development Agreement Number 2026 0000065 in the amount of $5,000 between Gila County and the Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat, all of which the board has determined to be for the benefit of the public. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As stated in the agenda item, I'm just here today as on behalf of the Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat to ask that you ratify the nonprofit's application through Gila County for the benefit of the gala that'll be held on October the 4th. And we have to do that, the board or the nonprofit has to apply through Gila County because nonprofit has not been in existence for a full 3 years. So as of April of 2026, the nonprofit board will be in existence for 3 years and then they can apply on their own. So this isn't general fund money, this is money that came from APS to Gila County for the purpose of funding Pleasant Valley Veterans Retreat for the gala to be held on October 4th.
Very good. Supervisor Humphrey.
I guess no questions.
Okay. Supervisor Klein.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. With that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to ratify the Board of Supervisors' approval for the submission of a grant application to APS Corporate on behalf of PVVR. Accept the award of $5,000 from APS Corporate Giving and approve Economic Development Agreement number 2026000065 in the amount of $5,000 between Gila County and PVVR, all of which the board has determined to be for the benefit of the public.
And I will second that, Mr. Chair.
And I should add to that that one of the purposes of getting money up front, like this $5,000 that we get from APS, this is the 3rd year, and what we always use this money for is that we hire an audio visual company that comes in and they provide the screen and the sound system and the TVs and everything for all of the presentations throughout the evening. So that's why we apply to the money to APS to help offset the expenses of putting on the gala.
Okay, Mr. Chair, if I may, yeah, just one thing. Being it's a pass-through, and we had to say for the benefit of the public. The public can't stay at the PVVR, correct?
The general public, no, veterans
Okay,
only
yeah,
and
no,
their
that's
immediate
fine,
family.
because we're public, and it's for the benefit of the public, and if I get a call and says, well, how's it benefit me, then I just wanted to clarify that, so, thank you.
Benefited their relatives.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. We do have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Item 3D, information discussion action to acknowledge the Arizona Auditor General's engagement letter and audit request list for fiscal year ending 6/30/25 and ratify the Board of Supervisors' approval for Maren Belling, Gila County Chief Fiscal Officer, to sign both documents. Good morning, Maren.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Supervisor Humphrey, Supervisor Klein. Annually, we sign off on these documents. Given the climate here in Arizona right now, we've been encouraged by the County Attorney's Office to bring this to you so that you are aware of the information that we are providing to the State Auditor General's Office. And it also gives me a little bit of teeth that if somebody's going to miss a deadline on the ARL, I can say, well, the Board of Supervisors already approved this deadline. So that's all we're here for this morning.
Okay, thank you so much. Supervisor Humphrey.
I have no questions, other than I hope that you don't have anybody miss the deadline.
Okay, Supervisor Klein.
I'm good, Mayor, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for all of that. I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to acknowledge the Arizona Auditor General's engagement letter and audit request list as presented and ratify the Board of Supervisors' approval for Maren Belling, Gila County Chief Fiscal Officer, to sign both documents.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Maren.
Thank you.
Item 3E is information discussion action to review all bids submitted for invitation for bid number 0318-2025, which will be for purchase of 2 new Class 8 10-wheeler water trucks. Award a contract to the lowest, most responsive and responsible and qualified bidder, and authorize the chairman's signature on the award contract. We have with us Troy White and David LaForge.
Thank you, Chairman, Board of Supervisors. Like you said, this is just for the purchase of 2 new Class 8 10-wheeler water trucks for our roads department. This is going to be with RWC International for a total of $387,458.50 for both trucks. We did have 8 bids, 3 were non-responsive. RWC International was the lowest bid. These 2 trucks will replace older trucks that are 25 years and older that are in our roads department. However, one of those trucks will be sent to the Russell Gulch landfill to replace a water truck that back in 2022 was deemed a total loss. So one of them will be repurposed, the other one will be sent to auction. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions for you.
Okay, thank you, Troy. Supervisor Humphrey.
Are these, will these trucks have the tanks on them, or are we gonna use the tanks off the other trucks? This is just for the truck and itself, not
They'll have
the
the truck
tanks and
tanks on
pumps and things?
Yeah, it would come with a brand new tank, fully ready to go from day one. Everything spec'd out with the water tank and the water cannon and everything that we had talked about with the roads department.
Okay, so when the other trucks go up for auction, the tanks will go with them?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
no further questions.
Thank you, Supervisors. Supervisor Klein.
So the 2 new trucks are gonna go to the road department, and then one of them that's getting replaced will go to the landfill, Buckhead,
Russell Gulch.
or Russell Gulch.
Yes, sir.
And there's no need for the other one to keep it for the other landfill or anything else?
No, and that one isn't really worth keeping. It's
Okay.
time for that one to go.
So we're getting a lot of money wrapped up into those older rigs, David?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that was my question. So if you can't use the other one, then it'll end up going into an auction or something like that.
Correct, yes.
Okay, very good. So,
We did actually, that one that was deemed a total loss, we did take all the good parts off of it and put it onto another older one, so we were able to salvage a lot of the good parts and make an older one a little bit better to keep us going along for a little bit.
okay, thanks for that. So the total loss one, was there an accident of some sort?
Yeah, it was involved in a rollover,
Yeah, that.
I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay, all right. And these are 4,000 gallon water trucks, according to what I read.
They were.
Yeah, yes, the new ones are 4,000 gallon.
Yeah, okay, very good. So we can expect them to last 2, 3 more decades.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Really. So, okay, thank you very much. With that, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to award a contract to RWC International LLC, the lowest, most responsible and qualified bidder in the amount of $387,458.50 in response to invitation for bid number 0318-2025 as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
A motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item 3F, information, discussion, action to approve modification number 3 to road project agreement number 22-R0 or RO-1103-1200-184 with USDA Forest Service Tonto National Forest, which will update the administrative contracts and extends the term of the agreement from September 30, 25 to March 1st, 26. Alex, how are we?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Board of Supervisors. As you know, I came before you about 6 months ago to extend this contract. Immediately following that, the Forest Service actually approached us to extend this contract again, at which point we stopped. We had a meeting with Supervisor Christensen, or Supervisor Klein, and the Forest Service, and tried to figure out why we kept getting delays on this contract. Turns out there was some miscommunication between our contractor and the Forest Service. After that, we buttoned up all of those holes so that that's no longer the case. This March 1st date is a drop dead date. Ideally, they'll have everything done by the end of this calendar year. And And then in addition to that, we did have another delay, which is why I wasn't able to bring this before you guys sooner, because we got awarded the SMART grant to bring our designs from 60 to 100%. So I will actually be bringing that to you guys next week. And so with that, there was a delay as ADOT came on board to try and figure out where their EA stood with the Forest Service's EA. So with that, this entire contract is to extend the agreement with the Forest Service to finish the environmental assessment for the 512 road by the end of February.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Supervisor Humphrey.
Thank you very much for your juggling act. It sounds like it's taken quite a bit to put this together, so appreciate it.
Thank you.
Supervisor Klein.
Our meeting paid off, huh?
Yes, it did.
Good. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
Very good. So to me, this just seems like a clerical change and an extension. All right, so with that, I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve modification number 3 to road project agreement number 22RO11031200-184 with USDA Forest Service as presented.
Mr. Chair, I'll second it.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
By request of our legal department, Joe Albo said that he would like item 3G tabled. So I'll call for a motion to table that item at this time.
Mr. Chair, I will make a motion to table 3G.
And I will second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, now we're just blowing right through this. We have consent agenda items A through D. Supervisor Humphrey, is any one of those or more something you'd like to discuss separately?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Same question, Supervisor Klein.
I believe I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so I'll call for a motion to approve consent agenda items for A through D.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to approve. Those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All right. Call to the public. Is there anyone here? Globe? I'm sorry. Globe or Payson or no? Okay. Moving on to item 6, which will be our reports. Manager Menlove.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, a few things to report. First of all, a few weeks ago, I did have lunch here in Globe with the new town manager for Town of Payson, Darren Coldwell, and Sheila DeShaft. They came here and had a really good lunch, an opportunity to meet the town manager for Payson. And they are very open, very receptive to working with Gila County. In fact, there was a request, and for your consideration, to hold a Board of Supervisors meeting in Payson so that they can be able to come and interact with the Board of Supervisors. So if you would consider that, then we can have that discussion of scheduling one of our board meetings in Payson at the Tommy Klein Martin building. Did have county managers meeting last Friday. County managers full meeting, but one of the main ones was to have the representation from the Arizona Auditor General with the issues that have happened in Santa Cruz. We asked to meet with them to discuss the interaction and things that they're doing, differences that they will include in their audit program to ensure the safety of cash and investments and assets that we have with the county. One of the things that they have changed is that they have gotten state authority to go to financial institutions and get essentially every transaction, everything that counties do or any governmental entity does with our financial institutions, and they can go and extract that information, be provided that information from the financial institution. So it's a little bit different than having to go through the county to get that financial transaction, that data from them. Be more comprehensive, more complete of everything that they can look at as far as the financial activities in an auditee. And then finally, we did conduct last week interviews for the Public Works Director, and we want to report that an offer has been made and accepted to Christine Smith to be the Gila County Public Works Director. She's got different things going on for about a month, and will be starting, I believe, on October 16th. So I have offered and would be glad to schedule a time for any of you to meet with Christine to have an opportunity to meet her and go forward with that new position and filling that position as Public Works Director of Gila County. We do with Troy. He has contracted to work through October 17th, so it'll be a couple days overlap with that. Happy to answer any questions or other comments if you should have any. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Menlove. Supervisor Humphrey.
My recent activities is I met with our hearing officer, Don Volks, on Wednesday the 10th. That was a nice meeting just to visit with him about different things that he is going over when our code enforcement summons people to him. I just was kind of wanting to know how that full program was working and get his input and maybe give him a little. Attended a District 2 monthly meeting on the 10th with Facilities, Finance, IT, County Manager, Mr. Menlove, and Randy Plummer. Attended a didn't attend the Gila County Cattle Growers. I was out of town. I hope that went well. Gentlemen, I was unable to be there. The steak fry on the 13th. Held a Roosevelt community meeting Monday the 15th, and was on KQSS also last night at 5:30. And so that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Supervisor. Supervisor Klein.
Last Thursday, I met with Troy and Alex, and we talked about the Gibson Ranch Road. Kind of disheartening in the fact we're going to put it off again till next spring, but it is somewhat out of our control to do that. There was issues getting a timely matter with contractors, and now we're up against the weather, and we do not want to have a project go bad. So it is what it is. I will be watching that project, and I will be making sure it will be pulled off next May when weather is right. There's no reason for it to skip any longer. They have agreed to send out a letter to to all the people that use Gibson Ranch Road explaining this. And so it's still there, it's still coming, but we're just gonna have to wait until the spring to make sure it's a good project. It's pulled off right. Yesterday I met with Matt Pachorik and his assistant Jason. Talked about a number of subjects, and not just really District 3, but as a county as a whole too. Started off, the Forest Service we've watched it now for the last year basically. The funding is being cut with the new administration. We watched a lot of their dollars get pulled back, their purchase authority get pulled back, yada, yada, yada. They wanted to run something by me, which is gonna take, Mr. Menlove, a meeting with you to put together, because I'd really like these two to be involved with what are we gonna do, if we're gonna do anything. But they would like to see if there's a way that the county could fall in there and help with recreation sites and keep things cleaned up on some of these dispersed camping sites mostly. And so Mr. James, I'm gonna be pushing you on a meeting with my partners here on that we can all talk about. Talked about the 512 road. You know, it's coming up, like Alex said, we're pushing on that 100% design. As soon as it hits, it's eligible to, well, it's probably eligible now to reach out for money on the 512 road. We discussed it, and I told him we're definitely gonna have to have more discussion. Right now, the 512 road belongs to the Forest Service. It's not ours. We just do the maintenance on it. They're wanting to put right-of-way fences on it. And of course, they're wanting somebody else to own that road when they do that. And so that'll have to be another discussion that we as a county as a whole decide what's gonna happen there. I kinda set the park break on that and said, you just might own that road for a long time, so. Anyway, so that was discussed. He brought up, if you guys remember here about a year ago, we helped the sheriff's office. I think we gave them $25,000 to help retrieve a bunch of these old abandoned RVs and things out of the woods. That has been a really good project. They haven't spent the whole $25,000 yet, but they've spent a portion of it, and he said it's working. It's really making a dent in the problem. They have a new LEO on board in Payson that's keeping an eye on a lot of these sites. And so far, there hasn't been anybody moving in behind them, trying to revamp the site or whatever, or bring something else in. So he wanted everybody to know what a good project that has been, a well-worthy project. And so I'm sure it'll be coming up from the sheriff's office sometime soon for discussion on that. Other than that, the Billy fire has wound down. They're in rehab, bear teams, things like that they're working on. That area, the Bear Fire area, will remain closed probably till next year for the most part, until some things are done on that. They did come out to the vet site last week and reseeded the flat right there where fire camp was in that meadow. They went in there and kind of turned that up a little bit and reseeded it and watered it, and so that hopefully will grow. I don't know, it needs to rain, but we'll see about that. And so anyway, but the Billy Fire as a whole was really not that bad of a fire. It took in a lot of country, and there are some places it's gonna have an impact, but they're working on that as well. He was real grateful for the fact we let him set up fire camp there on the site. Thanked me a couple times on that, and that's the deal that I made with the supervisor a long time ago, that, you know, it would be there for their, you know, use if they needed it. So, and I think that was about it on that meeting. I wanted to bring up that our new clerk of the board and assistant there have really dove into the minutes. And I want to thank you both for doing that. They've been working on minutes as far back as 23 that were behind, and they've been kicking them out left and right. And I want you all to know that. I'm really grateful and thankful we got these two on board and the work that they're doing. It's great to have you, both of you. So, and with that, that's it.
Thank you, Supervisor. And thank you, ladies. I'll agree with that. I'm sure we all do. Christine Smith, now it's not going to be Smith, it's going to be White Smith. I can't, you know, try and keep it up. Thank you for all that. It sounds like we're proceeding in a very good way. I just got back from DC. I spent the week back there. The main object in the middle of the week was PILT and SRS, payment in lieu of taxes, secure rural schools. Those are both obligations that the federal government is committed to give us, but we have to go back and ask for it. I find that virtually insulting, really close to just insulting, because we're all expected to pay our taxes and our obligations without having to be asked to do it. And so they should be doing that. They agreed to do that. And so the PILT money we get is about $4.5 million, I think, for Gila County. PILT money actually goes into 49 states. And I would say most of them are going to be in the West. Most of them are going to be where most of the federal lands are. And so we get some money. It's not enough, but it's some, and we need it. We need that $4.5 million. The SRS, we get about $1.5 million, if I remember right. So between those two, it's vital that we have those things. And I understand that PILT, one of the first rounds in the bill and everything, cut PILT spending from last year, $100 million. They cut it. Now, that's not from the president, okay? That's not from Elon Musk. That's not saying let's be more frugal. this is money that's not being wasted, okay? It's not like a waste of money. So anyway, when we met with I met with 11 people, 11 Congress people, or their staff, and we recommended not only that they pay their obligation, but that they restore the value that was previously there. In fact, increase it. We have inflationary times. Let's do that. We're only talking about $600 and some million in an annual budget of a couple trillion. I mean, it's just a minuscule amount of money comparatively. I did meet with 11 different offices. I met personally with Mr. Gosar because he's a friend and was our representative here at one time and is still very involved in doing what is right for Arizona and our region. He has some interesting ideas on water and on the Forest Service, and I'd like to learn more about his ideas. They seemed a little different than other people's solutions with co-ops and different things like that. And then I also met in person with Eli Crane office and Eli Crane. We have Lori Mills here. Thank you for coming this morning. She's our representative to him in this area. I really like Eli. Eli's great. I really like all of his staff. Very good, quality people. And I had some serious conversations with him about several things other than PILT and rural schools, including Fossil Creek, and I think we're going to get somewhere when it comes to doing some work in the Fossil Creek area. In fact, I'm just positive we are. It's just very exciting to think about. Also went to Senator Kelly's office. He's been a friend to Gila County, and I wanted to thank him through his staff for that, and also encourage him to consider any future infrastructure funding for the 512, as we are going to need that in the future, and hopefully he'll be able to come through for us on that one. And yes, the removal of RVs and trash out of the Forest Service largely seems to be led by Cole Labonte and in Payson, and I think he's doing an exceptional job. We are removing a considerable amount of garbage out of there a considerable amount. And it's working really well, and I'm actually surprised he hasn't blown through the 25,000. He's done a considerable amount of work. He's being very frugal about it. So I would have to consider the worst part of my DC trip was missing the cattle growers' lunch. Honestly, that's where you get a serious piece of steak.
I wasn't there this year, so I couldn't tell you.
None of us were there. Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Cowboy beans, dessert, the whole thing. So PILT always provides or when we go to the PILT conference, there's a nice dinner you go to. Hotsy Totsy place. So we went to this thing called The Palm. And my plate they brought out after I ordered the beef was seriously about this big around and smaller than a Wendy's hamburger. In the center of this thing was a piece of meat. Not one other thing on the plate. It looked like I don't know what it looked like. It looked like I was robbed. That was my filet. And so I was seriously unimpressed, honestly, and that's why I missed the cattle growers thing quite a bit. I felt like telling them, you know what, we know how to make some beef where we're from, so. The Northern Gila County Fair just occurred. Gila County was presented with this in appreciation for our support. If it's all right, I'll hang it up in my office unless someone else wants it. And I also was on KOMOG yesterday. We talked about a variety of things, one of which was the gala. Had Cameron Davis 2 weeks in a row on there. Speaking about that, we're down to just a few tickets. And I anticipate that's going to be a really great thing, a fundraiser for Pleasant Valley. And so we look forward to that, and also talked about DC and all the other different things. So it was a good visit, and so kind of a long report there, but I don't think I have, anything else. So unless there's,
Mr. Chair,
yes, sir.
One, I guess you can hang it in your office, but a lot of times awards to the board or in the boardroom. But That's okay.
What was?
The awards, like achievement awards over there. But anyway.
Yeah, we could do that. You
Whatever.
bet. Would you recommend that?
That's up to whoever wants to do it. But anyway, yeah, you know, bringing up the fair, I had looked over this and I apologize, but I really wanted to thank Freeport McMoran for their partnership in helping us with headliner entertainment for our fair this year. I believe Smash Mouth and Hunter Hayes are gonna be, and they're gonna play on 2 different nights. You know, that's been a great partnership to help bring people to Gila County, and I want to thank them for doing that. I also want to thank the fair committee because they've gone really out. There's supposed to be a bigger carnival this year, and if you look, it's really busy out there. They're volunteers and they're working their tails off to make it good, and there's going to be a ranch rodeo out there. So they've done a great bunch of organizing. And I'd also like to thank the county staff, because if you're worried about a road and things, it's gonna be a while before we can get there, because most of our staff is trying to help this fair go and get done as it should. And so they're putting a lot of work into that area. And so I just want to appreciate all of them and thank Freeport McMoran for their partnership in wanting to help us in making our fair a great one. And with that too, thanks for all of the support for the fairgrounds that we are able to put on entertainment functions like this. And I do believe we could be on the calendar next year for the high school rodeo finals if we can pull it together. So I just want to thank everybody for their hard work and support in working with the Gila County Fairgrounds to pull it out of the crack in the pigeons, get them run off and get some electrical redone and things, because it's really great for Gila County, and we're able to put on some pretty good events there now, and I feel it's just going to get better. So anyway, thanks Freeport and all the staff and the fair committee for working as hard as you are for our fair this year.
Thanks for that report. Anything else? Okay. Supervisor Klein?
I'll second
Okay.
that.
All done with
I'm
that?
there.
We stand adjourned.
I think that's a record one for this year, isn't it?
Close.
Can I see how many today?